Welcome, coin enthusiasts. Today we're exploring the fascinating 1928 Mercury Dime, a classic American silver coin known for its beautiful winged liberty design and rich historical background. Struck during the late 1920s just before the Great Depression, this coin represents an important era in U.S. history and remains a favorite among collectors for its silver content, elegant artwork, and lasting value. Let's take a closer look at what makes top 6. First up, the 1928 Mercury Dime so special. The 1928 Mercury Dime is a popular coin among collectors and part of the famous Mercury Dime series, which was officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime. The series was designed by sculptor Adolf A. Weinman and was produced from 1916 to 1945. The obverse of the coin features a portrait of Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, which many people mistakenly believed looked like the Roman god Mercury. This is how the coin got its nickname. The reverse shows a fasces, a bundle of rods with an axe representing strength and unity, along with an olive branch that symbolizes peace. The 1928 Mercury Dime was struck at 3 U.S. mint facilities: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D Mint Mark, and San Francisco S Mint Mark. The Philadelphia Mint produced the highest number of coins that year, making it the most common variety. These dimes were made of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving them intrinsic value based on silver content. In circulated condition, a 1928 Mercury Dime is usually worth several dollars, while higher-grade uncirculated examples can be worth much more. Certain mint mark varieties, especially those in excellent condition, are more desirable to collectors. The 1928 Mercury Dime remains a historic and attractive coin, representing the artistic style of early 20th century American coinage and the economic era of the late 1920s just before the Great Depression. Second coin, the 1935 Mercury Dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, is one of the most popular and historically important coins in United States numismatics. Designed by renowned sculptor Adolf A. Weinman, the Mercury Dime series was first introduced in 1916, replacing the Barber Dime. Although commonly called the Mercury Dime because Liberty's winged cap resembles the Roman god Mercury, the coin actually represents Liberty wearing a winged Phrygian cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. By 1935, the United States was still recovering from the economic struggles of the Great Depression, and coin production reflected the slow return of economic activity. The 1935 Mercury Dime was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia No Mint Mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S, with Philadelphia producing the largest number. These dimes were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving them intrinsic metal value in addition to collector demand. The reverse design features a fasces, a bundle of rods with an axe symbolizing strength and unity, alongside an olive branch representing peace, an important message during the uncertain global climate of the 1930s. Today, the 1935 Mercury Dime is widely collected both for its silver content and its historical significance. In circulated condition, it is usually worth a modest amount above its silver value, but in uncirculated grades or with full bands details, the coin can be worth significantly more. High-grade specimens, especially from the Denver and San Francisco mints, are sought after by collectors and can reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. Overall, the 1935 Mercury Dime stands as a beautiful and symbolic piece of American coinage from a challenging yet transformative period in U.S. history. The 1935 Mercury Dime, officially called the Winged Liberty Head Dime, is a classic United States coin designed by Adolf A. Weinman and minted during the later years of the Great Depression. The obverse shows Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, while the reverse features a fasces and olive branch representing strength and peace. Struck in 90% silver at the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, the 1935 dime remains popular among collectors today. In circulated condition, it is usually worth only a small amount above its silver value, but well-preserved examples, especially with sharp, full bands details, can sell for much higher prices depending on their grade. The 1929 Mercury Dime, officially known as the Winged Liberty Head Dime, is part of the famous Mercury Dime series designed by sculptor Adolf A. Weinman. The coin was first introduced in 1916 to replace the Barber Dime and quickly became one of the most admired U.S. coin designs. Although many people call it the Mercury Dime, the portrait on the front is actually Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, not the Roman god Mercury. The year 1929 was an important time in American history because it marked the beginning of the Great Depression after the stock market crash. During this period, coin production numbers were often lower due to economic conditions, which makes some 1929 dimes more collectible today. The coin is made of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving it both historical and intrinsic metal value. On the reverse, it features a fasces, a bundle of rods with an axe representing unity and strength, along with an olive branch symbolizing peace. The Philadelphia Mint produced the largest number of 1929 dimes, while the Denver and San Francisco issues had smaller mintages, making them more desirable to collectors, especially in higher grades. Today, a circulated 1929 Mercury Dime is usually worth several dollars because of its silver content, while well-preserved or uncirculated examples can be worth much more, depending on condition and rarity. The 1929 Mercury Dime, designed by Adolph A. Weinman, is a classic American silver coin from the famous Winged Liberty head series that ran from 1916 to 1945. Although commonly called the Mercury Dime because of Liberty's winged cap, the image actually represents freedom of thought rather than the Roman god Mercury. Struck in 90% silver and 10% copper, the 1929 issue was produced during the difficult economic period leading into the Great Depression, which adds to its historical significance. The coin features Liberty on the obverse and a fasces with an olive branch on the reverse, symbolizing strength and peace. It was minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver D, and San Francisco S, with the branch mint coins generally being more collectible. Today, a circulated 1929 Mercury Dime is valued mainly for its silver content and collector demand, usually worth a few dollars, while high-grade or uncirculated examples can bring significantly higher prices. Next up, the 1940 Mercury Dime, often called the Mercury Dime because of the Winged Liberty head on the obverse, was designed by famous sculptor Adolph A. Weinman and first introduced in 1916 as part of a new group of U.S. coin designs. The coin does not actually show the Roman god Mercury. Instead, it features Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought. The reverse side displays a fasces, a bundle of rods with an axe representing unity and strength, along with an olive branch to symbolize peace. The 1940 Mercury Dime was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia no mint mark, Denver D mint mark, and San Francisco S mint mark. These coins were composed of 90% silver and 10% copper, giving them intrinsic value based on their precious metal content. In 1940, the United States was still recovering from the Great Depression while also preparing for the possibility of entering World War II, which influenced coin production and circulation. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 112 million dimes that year, making it a very common date. The Denver Mint struck more than 43 million, and the San Francisco Mint produced around 21 million coins. Because of these high mintages, the 1940 Mercury Dime is generally considered a common coin in circulated condition, though high-grade, uncirculated examples can still be valuable to collectors. The value of a 1940 Mercury Dime depends heavily on its condition and mint mark. Circulated examples are usually worth only a few dollars, mainly for their silver content. However, uncirculated coins in higher grades, especially those with strong details and original luster, can sell for significantly more. Special attention is often given to coins with full bands on the fasces on the reverse, a sign of a sharp strike. Full bands examples are more desirable and can command premium prices among collectors. Today, the 1940 Mercury Dime remains popular among numismatists because of its classic design, silver content, and historical context. It represents an important era in U.S. history and is often collected as part of a complete Mercury Dime set, which includes coins from 1916 to 1945. While it is not considered a rare date, it is still a favorite among collectors for its beauty, historical significance, and connection to one of the most admired coin designs in American history. Next up, the 1924 Mercury Dime, often called the Mercury Dime because of Liberty's winged cap, is part of the famous Winged Liberty head dime series that was produced by the United States Mint from 1916 to 1945. The coin was designed by sculptor Adolph A. Weinman, and its obverse shows a portrait of Liberty wearing a winged cap, symbolizing freedom of thought, while the reverse features a fasces bundle of rods with an axe and olive branches, representing unity, strength, and peace. The 1924 issue was struck at 3 mints: Philadelphia no mint mark with about 24,010,000 coins, Denver D mint mark with about 6,810,000 coins, and San Francisco S mint mark with about 7,120,000 coins. Like other Mercury Dimes, the coin was made of 90% silver and 10% copper, weighed about 2.5 grams, and measured 17.9 in diameter. The 1924 dime had no major design changes, and continued the popular design that collectors and the public admired for its beauty and symbolism. In circulated condition, most 1924 dimes are common and usually worth only a few dollars above their silver value, but higher-grade uncirculated examples can be worth hundreds or even over $1,000 depending on mint mark and condition. Today, the 1924 Mercury Dime remains a classic collectible coin, valued for its silver content, artistic design, and important place in early 20th century American coinage history. The 1924 W Mint Mark Mercury Dime is part of the iconic Winged Liberty head series designed by Adolph A. Weinman, symbolizing freedom of thought with liberty's winged cap on the obverse and strength and peace with a fasces and olive branch on the reverse. Minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, this 90% silver coin is highly valued by collectors today, with its worth depending on condition and rarity, and remains a classic example of early 20th century American coinage artistry and historical significance.